Hey guys and girls, my name is Alan and welcome to today's video. As you might have heard by now, a couple of days ago Uncharted 4 Multiplayer did get another DLC drop as part of their free DLC roadmap. The DLC drop was called Bounty Hunters and it comes with a new free map, a new game mode, a few more weapons, primary and secondary, and one heavy weapon. It also comes with a couple of new boosters and one new mystical. Okay, so lots to talk about, and I'm trying to keep the video as short as possible, not only because I don't want it to be ridiculously long, but also because, as you can probably hear from the sound of my voice, I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm suffering from a cold at the moment, so my head's a bit stuffy, my throat's a bit sore, my voice is a bit croaky, as you can probably hear, so I don't want to tax it too much, but obviously I need to get this video out as soon as possible. Okay, so I'm going to start talking about the map first, and then I'll move through, as I said, the weapons and all the rest of it towards the end of the video. So the map is called Village. If you've played Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 multiplayer, you'll know the map quite well. It's one of the fan favourites. It's a good map. I mean, I enjoy it. I don't know if I'd call it my favourite map from the previous two games, but it's definitely one of those maps where if you get the right balance in terms of teams, then the games can flow. You know, it can be quite competitive. And I'm going to do a map walkthrough video for that particular map. So if you're interested to see it, you know, for yourself visually, then you can check out the video that's going to go on the channel soon. And I'll be going up tonight. Or tomorrow, I'm not too sure yet, depending on when this video goes live, of course. But I give you obviously a standard rundown. I walk around the map as I do with all the other ones, and show you all the things that have changed. That's correct. There are some changes with the map. So even if you did play the previous two versions, Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3, there are some differences to this map. It's slightly bigger. They've added a few new pathways, and they've added a few of the new features as well, such as rope swings. And if you didn't know, propane tanks do return, and I do believe they are a one-hit KO. So just like the barrels on Sunken Ruins, if you hit someone with one of those explosive containers, they will be instantly KO'd. There's no down situation, it's just straight to KO. The difference being between the propane tanks and the barrels is that you can actually throw the propane tanks just like you can in the campaign. I've actually managed to get a couple of kills already from the propane tanks, and footage of the map and the new game mode will be going up on AcornVision Gaming just as soon as I get around to editing it. I've already recorded a couple of decent matches, so I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. And haven't yet tried the weapons yet. Not all of them anyway, so once I get the footage of those, then of course they will also go up on AcornVision Gaming. So the map's a tiny bit bigger to accommodate, as I said, the new pathways and the new mechanics and stuff like that. And they've put in a few new walls and changed some of the buildings slightly. So it's not quite exactly as you remember from Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3, but the essence of it is the same. So the structures are in the same place and they look the same, but the way that you can access them, get on top of them, go through them, that sort of thing, that stuff has changed quite a lot. So it's worth checking out the video if you haven't yet downloaded it and you just want to know what's changed. Otherwise, just obviously jump onto multiplayer and check it out for yourself. Okay, so the two new weapons, primary weapons, are one fully automatic assault rifle and one semi-automatic lever action rifle. Now the full auto weapon is called the Low S, and that is, they said it was similar to the AK in that kind of slow rate of fire, but yeah, sort of moderate damage. So I guess you'd call it like an accurate weapon, but slow rate of fire, and that's how it sort of balances accuracy versus rate of fire damage, that sort of thing. And the second weapon is a Harrison 1890, and as I said, it's a lever action rifle. So it's, well, I don't know if you've watched any of those old Western films, but you know, a lever action rifle. So you fire a shot, you rechamber, you fire a shot, you rechamber, you fire a shot, so on and so forth. Apparently it's a three shot down, so it's quite a strong weapon, but the rate of fire is kind of slow, and obviously being a semi-automatic, you sort of need to be really good with your accuracy, because obviously if you miss a shot, then you know it's not going to work out too well for you. The two secondary weapons are one fully automatic submachine gun, I think. Well, I guess it's more of a PDW, to be honest, personal defense weapon. They sort of likened it to the micro from Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3, so I don't know how much different it's going to be from the Fossler, which is the current like mini micro fully automatic pistol, whatever it is at the moment. But I mean, the Fossler is a good weapon, and I did like using the micro in the previous two games, so I'm hoping it's in a similar sort of vein. As I said, I haven't really tried it out yet, so I can't really say, but if it's anything like the Fossler, then it'll probably be a decent weapon, and if it's anything like the micro from the previous two games, again, it'll probably be a decent weapon anyway, so hopefully it's one or the other, or maybe even a combination of both. And following on from the Western theme, that's sort of the thing that they've got going in this particular DLC pack, is a revolver pistol. So I know we've already got the Jackal in the game, but this one's called the DC Single Action, and it's a semi-automatic revolver, and again that's also a 3-hit down, but I'm not too sure about the clip size. It could be 6. I haven't unlocked it yet, so I don't know exactly, but I believe it's a 6-clip revolver, well, 6-chamber revolver rather. So I guess similar to the Jackal, but maybe more damaging. So it probably has a point value rather than the Jackal. So I'd expect it to do more than the Jackal, given that it's it has a value. But as I said, I haven't looked at it, so I'm not too sure about how good or how bad it is. And then the final new weapon is a heavy weapon, and it's called the USAN-12, and it's a full auto shotgun. So I don't know if you've played like Call of Duty. It's probably a bit like the what would I call it? The AA-12. That's probably what I'd liken it to, but slightly slower rate of fire. In fact, no. When I first saw it, the very first thing that sprung to mind was the Piranha from Mass Effect 3. I don't know if you played that game, but it's got crazy amount of spread from like mid to long range, obviously as you expect from a shotgun, but probably more so than the average shotgun. If you don't ADS, you're going to be spraying your pellets all over the place, so they advise to ADS with a shotgun, as you generally do anyway, but I guess there are some weapons where you can sort of hip fire, but in this case probably should ADS, and it's got a pretty wide spread regardless, even if you do ADS. So it's powerful, but obviously it has the drawbacks of the shotguns. No word yet regarding the buffing of the other shotguns in the game. I haven't used them since the DLC and / patch dropped. I know there are some balance changes and stuff, but as I said, I haven't tried them out personally, so I can't say whether they've made too much of an impact on general gameplay. Okay, so that's weapons done. Moving on to boosters. So there's 4 new boosters in total. The first one is called Lock and Load, and basically when you're picking up ammo as you're walking around the map, just from ammo drops and stuff, a proportion of your clip will be instantly refilled. So I think the base rate is 15%, and then second level I think 20% or 30%, something like that. But to me that's like a really cool concept. So basically if you equip that in conjunction with Scavenger level 3, which picks up ammo from any distance, you could theoretically, if you run across enough ammo piles, you wouldn't have to reload your weapon that often, because your weapon will automatically be topping up the clip as you go around the map. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out. Definitely interested to see how it works in terms of run and gun. And also when you get to level 2, what's even more interesting is that obviously you do get more bullets put into your clip. As I said, the percentage increases, but it also takes 3 seconds off your gear recharge. So not only can you rush around not having to reload your clip as much, because obviously it's doing automatically, you can also knock off recharge time off your gear. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying this one out. It seems like something that I would really get a lot of use out of. The next booster is called Undisturbed, and this basically allows you to hold your charge melee while climbing for level 1, and then for level 2 while rolling. So for those people who like to rush around, flanking enemies and hitting them with a charge melee, so now you can sort of charge your melee, get to where you need to get to, use it without having to sort of break from it. The thing I hate about the charge melee is that it makes a ridiculously loud noise when you're using it up close. This allows you to charge it sort of out of earshot and then get to where you need to get to, and then attack and hopefully get the element of surprise. So not something I would use personally, because I'm not a massive fan of the charge melee just because of the way it operates, but I don't know, maybe this will change my mind. But again, I don't know if I'd swap out any of my other boosters in order to just use this particular one. The third booster is called Weapons Expert. So the first level allows you to aim your weapon while vaulting, jumping and falling. So basically it allows you to use your weapon in sort of situations where you would otherwise have just had to wait till you hit the ground, sort of thing. So if you roll off a cliff, you can't really aim, you can't really fire your weapon, but this would allow you to do that. Again, I'm not too sure how useful it's going to be. I mean, there are situations where I'd have loved to have shot as I was falling down or rolling or whatever, but it's not really something that I do a lot. And level 2 of Weapons Expert is you can cancel out of a roll early by ADSing. So at the moment you can sort of roll and then jump out of that roll. It's a tactic that some people use, myself included, to sort of get around the map a bit quicker, also to evade shots or get to cover, etc. But now you can sort of roll out, instead of jumping, you can sort of ADS out of it, so you can sort of surprise enemies. Again, I'm not too sure how useful this is going to be. For my playstyle in particular, I can't see it working, but I guess for other people it could do. I don't know. And the final booster is called Silent Assassins. Now, if you like to sneak around the map and take out the enemy team quietly from behind sort of thing, this sounds like something that would be right up your alley. So the first level allows you to down and KO enemies, and basically it mutes them. It doesn't allow them to call for help. So normally you can press X to call for help, and also they'll when you down an enemy, automatically they'll say something like, well, they'll let their teammates know that they're down. I can't remember off the top of my head what any of them say, but they would instantly call out, right, I need help, or I'm down, or whatever. But in this case, they don't do that, and they also can't call for help, so they're effectively muted. Obviously, just in-game mute, not like voice chat. Obviously, you can still use your microphone. Actually, I don't know. Can you still use your microphone? I just thought you could still use your microphone. They didn't say anything particular about that, but I'd be interested to know if it does actually mute your microphone. Because if it mutes your microphone, you can't call out for help. That in a competitive gaming environment would be, that's quite a big thing, right? But then again, I guess you know where your teammates are at all times in competitive. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're talking about pubs here. We're not talking about competitive gaming. And level 2 of Silent Assassins allows you to, when you down an enemy, or if you KO an enemy, it doesn't appear on the screen for the enemy team. So if your teammate wanders off to the other side of the map and gets KO'd, and this person's using Silent Assassins, it doesn't appear on the map that they've been KO'd or they've been down. So they'll just disappear. I guess the dot will just vanish off the screen. So you sort of have to guess whether they've died, or if they've just gone out of range or whatever. You can't really quite tell. So again, I mean, it's good if you like to flank around the map and that sort of thing. But for me personally, not maybe something I would use that often, if at all, to be honest. But again, it's good that they've given us the options to play stealthily.